Hey Chiefs fans, there's been a lot of buzz around the web recently, and we need to talk about it. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Click that like button and join me for the latest news. They say competition breeds greatness, but in Kansas City, that may just be brewing a storm. The Chiefs front office caused a stir during the 2025 NFL Draft by selecting Ohio State offensive lineman Josh Simmons in the first round. That decision alone caused a stir in the UK. But it's what it could mean that's really got people talking. Simmons wasn't drafted just for depth. No, his arrival raises serious questions about the future of an expensive lineman who was supposed to anchor the trenches, Jawaan Taylor. Let's break this down, not with generic guesses, but with hard facts. In 2023, the Chiefs offered Jawaan Taylor a whopping 4-year, $80 million contract. A landmark move, a sign that they were fully committed to protecting their starting quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. But what did they get in return? 19 penalties in 17 games. That's more than one per game. It's game-destroying, rhythm-sapping chaos. And the worst part? He led the entire NFL in penalty yards, with 140. Chiefs Kingdom, you know how it goes. You're watching a crucial third down, and boom, false start. Or Mahomes hits someone deep downfield, and the penalty is overturned because Taylor jumped early trying to protect him. Here's where it gets even more intriguing. Simmons, the new kid on the block, didn't just play well at Ohio State. He protected a future NFL quarterback in Will Howard and did it with the kind of poise and strength that screams pro-ready. Now he's listed as a backup right tackle, but don't think for a second that this is just about depth. Insiders are already whispering, could Simmons be moved to the left side to compete for Taylor's spot? That would be a bold, aggressive move, exactly the kind of decision championship teams make. And let's not ignore the business side of this. If Simmons proves himself in camp, the Chiefs could save a massive chunk of salary cap by moving on from Taylor. Think about that. You've got a rookie on a rookie contract, hungry, driven, already flashing elite potential, and then you've got a veteran with a huge cap hit and a resume loaded with penalty flags. The math isn't complicated. The hard part is whether Kansas City is willing to pull that trigger. Now, are there teams out there that would trade for Jawaan Taylor? Absolutely. Offensive line talent is always in demand, and plenty of squads believe they can fix a player's bad habits. But it's not as easy as picking up the phone. Taylor's contract is heavy, and his reputation isn't exactly glowing. Still, the trade rumors are bubbling. And as the preseason approaches, those whispers could become roars. And then there's the other subplot playing out like something out of a Hollywood script. Tyreek Hill, the man who wants to find speed in red and gold, who helped Mahomes and the Chiefs become legends. Now he's in Miami, and it's safe to say he's not exactly thriving. Yes, he's putting up monster stats, over 4,400 receiving yards and 26 touchdowns since leaving. But the Dolphins are 0-2 in the playoffs during his stint. Meanwhile, the Chiefs, 3 straight Super Bowl appearances, 2 rings, and all of that without their once iconic speedster. What's wild is Hill can't stop talking about Kansas City. Recently, he was asked to name his top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. He said Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes. Of course, he said Mahomes, but it's that inclusion, the way he said it, that keeps opening the door to speculation. Fans can feel it. Reporters are picking up on it. Could Tyreek be angling for a return? Let's not forget that cryptic moment after the Dolphins' Week 18 loss to the Jets when Hill said, "I'm out, bro." Sure, he walked it back later, but those words carried weight. That didn't sound like a player who's satisfied. That sounded like someone who misses meaningful football. And by meaningful, we mean playoff wins, championships, playing under the lights in January and February, not just October. It gets more personal. No one's saying Hill made a mistake chasing the bag, but even he must look back and wonder what could have been if he stayed in Kansas City. Sure, Miami's beautiful, the money's great, but you can't buy legacy, and you can't replace the chemistry he had with Mahomes. And speaking of legacy, how about the story of rookie cornerback Noel Williams? He wasn't just drafted by the Chiefs, he was meant to be here. This kid was a fan long before it was cool, not a bandwagon jumper riding the Mahomes hype. He fell in love with the team because of one of the most electric, yet overlooked, players in recent history, Anthony Thomas. That's right, it wasn't the stars that pulled Williams into Chiefs Kingdom. It was Thomas, the human highlight reel, the special teams ace who brought fire every time he touched the ball. Williams followed his path, too. Before transferring to Cal, he was a return specialist at UNLV, just like his idol. And now, he's got a real shot to make an impact on special teams for the Chiefs, the very team he grew up watching. But it gets even better. Williams mentioned he watched during the Alex Smith days, shouting out Dexter McCluster and Jamal Charles, players who laid the groundwork for this dynasty. That shows this rookie gets it. He's not just wearing the jersey. He understands the culture. So much happening in the kingdom, position battles heating up, rumors swirling, and echoes of old legends still calling out. But here's where we pause and hand the ball to you, Chiefs Kingdom. What do you think about the possibility of Josh Simmons taking over for Jawan Taylor? Could a Tyreek Hill reunion ever actually happen? And what does the rise of rookies like Noel Williams say about the heart and soul of this team? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And while the spotlight is shining on the offensive line and the Tyreek Hill saga, there's another headline quietly gaining traction, and it's one that could shake up the Chiefs' already elite secondary. Trade whispers are circling around none other than Trevon Diggs, the Dallas Cowboys' two-time Pro Bowler and former All-Pro. And somehow, the Kansas City Chiefs have been linked to this potential blockbuster. Let's set the stage. Diggs is recovering from a significant knee injury and has missed 21 games over the last 2 seasons. That's not just a red flag. That's a whole signal flare. Still, his name carries weight. The man has elite ball-hawking skills and brings swagger to any defense he joins. And in theory, pairing him with Trent McDuffie could create one of the most dynamic cornerback duos in the league. But here's the thing, and it's a big one. Diggs is currently playing under a $97 million contract. That's a massive financial commitment for a player who might miss half the upcoming season. Plus, Dallas structured his deal with no guarantees beyond 2025, meaning they could cut ties and save $12 million without blinking. From their end, this trade buzz might be more about cap gymnastics than actual football strategy. So why are the Chiefs even being mentioned in these conversations? Some believe it's about playoff insurance, stacking even more talent on a defense that already shut down the best of the best en route to a Super Bowl appearance. Others think it's just noise, a creation of the rumor mill with little substance. One outlet even said, Diggs won't make much of a difference, which raises the question, if he's not impactful, why pursue him? And let's not pretend Kansas City is desperate at corner. McDuffie has been phenomenal, L'Jarius Sneed proved his worth, and the coaching staff believes in the next generation coming up. Bringing in Diggs could cause more confusion than clarity, especially with his health concerns and price tag. Unless Dallas is ready to eat a chunk of that salary or throw in additional assets, this feels more like fantasy football than actual front office planning. Still, even rumors have a way of affecting locker rooms. They ripple through social media, sneak into press conferences, and make players look over their shoulders. And in Kansas City, where everything is built around precision and trust, that kind of uncertainty can become a distraction if it lingers too long. So let's sum it all up. Chiefs Kingdom, you've got a battle brewing in the trenches, a possible redemption arc or exit route for Jawan Taylor, and a rookie in Josh Simmons ready to seize his moment. You've got Tyreek Hill saying all the right and wrong things from Miami, hinting at regret and maybe even hope. And now, Trevon Diggs' name is being floated as the next potential splash, even if it's wrapped in injury risks and contract complexities. This is the NFL offseason in full swing, speculation, strategy, and storylines that never stop. But as always, the Kansas City Chiefs are at the center of it all, balancing ambition with responsibility and setting the stage for another championship run. So now it's your turn. Leave a comment below. Would you bet on Diggs in Kansas City? Should Taylor be benched? Could Tyreek really come home? Click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any Chiefs Kingdom news. Go Chiefs!